What is up, Not So Pro Football Talk? We're back again. It's a Monday. We all know what's going on as long as you're looking at the thumbnail. But today is another mock draft.
Woo!
And we are 1 week closer again to the draft. I believe it's only, 2 weeks away? Is that correct? 2 or 3 weeks away?
Basically, yeah, we are very, very close. I think it's on the 24th, so we're a week and a half, basically.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Because I know it starts on midweek, basically, almost.
Yes,
so
starts on a Thursday.
That's going to be fun. We are not going this time in person. Going to save ourselves the trip, especially in Green Bay. Who knows what they'll have there? Probably snow.
Maybe.
But it's still going to be cool, guys. We're going to be watching it majority of the time. We may even go live if you guys request it. I would not mind for the first round, but we'll have to go ahead and see on that day. But today we're going to have a 2.0 mock draft. Reed and I did our first 18 picks about 3 weeks ago. It's crazy how long ago that was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're going to go with the 2.0 here. AJ should be joining us a little bit later. He's waiting to hear our picks again so he can kind of just adjust, I guess.
Can't believe this guy.
No, but it's been crazy. How have you been, Reed? How's it going?
I've been all right, man. It's been good at work. It's been good at home. Max is doing great. Currently have him locked up because I don't want to deal with his BS.
His shenanigans today?
Shenanigans right now during the stream. But yeah, it's been good, man.
Awesome. All right. So there is one thing I want to do before we go ahead and start. Let me go ahead and get this to make sure I have it correct. I don't want to butcher his name.
Okay.
But today we are going to pay tribute to a NFL he was a possible NFL player, possible first rounder. Mr. Kyron Lacy played for LSU, played with Jaden Daniels, played with a lot of football players, was expected to be one of the best players off the board, possibly a steal in the draft if you could get him low enough. But Kyron Lacy, sadly had some trouble with the law recently. It was about almost less than a year ago. And his court date was coming up, and sadly he took his own life before his court date came up. And not to throw any shade on him or anything, but, this was not his best decision. Again, if you are needing any help whatsoever, please seek counseling, whether that's with a friend, a pastor, anything, anybody who can talk to you just to get you off of that thought there. So if you guys are ever feeling any type of way, go ahead and reach out to us. We are in the Discord down below. We talk football, but we also just talk about life in general. So if you're feeling a certain way and you need somebody to talk to, we will be there for you as well as the fans in our Discord. So yeah, just wanted to pay tribute to Kyron Lacy. Rest in peace, my man. But as Jaden Daniels said, him and his brothers are going to be playing for him this year and for the rest of their careers, basically. So with all that seldom news out of the way, again, rest in peace, Kyron Lacy. But we will get started, Reed, into the NFL draft. Over, I would say, probably 300 to 500 prospects that are hoping to get drafted, and a lot of free agents basically coming into this next year, if they don't get drafted, are waiting to make a team, coming into minicamp, coming into tryouts, everything like that. Should be a great 4 months leading up to the start of football. I mean, it's almost here, guys. Again, 4th month right now in the year, and we get to get football back sometime in the 7th month for preseason. but have to wait, sadly, till the 8th month there in September for our first legit NFL game.
Ninth month.
Is it 9th month? Oh yeah, I got my months mixed up.
Yeah.
Don't look at
Whole
me.
other month.
I just have a doctorate. Don't look at me though. Don't know my months. Anyways, so we'll get into this first pick. Of course, we know the Titans have been on the clock since the season ended. They are having the number 1 overall pick unless they trade it away, which would be foolish in my opinion, unless they can get a heap load of things from it. We'll see. The Titans also do need a lot of things, so it would be interesting to see them trade out. But I don't think it's going to happen. Just like in my 1.0 mock draft here, I am going to go with Cam Ward. Oh, are we doing that again? Let's get it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to put mine up. But yeah, I'm going Cam Ward for obvious reasons. I think he is the best quarterback possibly in this draft. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. Everybody who's an analyst in the NFL could be totally wrong if Cam Ward is not the guy. But in my opinion, this quarterback class this year is not the best. We've seen a lot better, especially coming from these past 2 years with a lot of great young prospects starting and staying starting. But yeah, I just think Cam Ward is the obvious pick here. I think he has the highest ceiling possibly out of all these guys, pretty much stature-wise, skill-wise, as well as probably hunger-wise. I think this guy really wants to make it in the NFL, and I think he's a good player to do it. So yeah, I'm going to ship it off to whoever wants to go next. Cam Ward's my number 1 overall pick for the Tennessee Titans.
All right, I'll go second. Keep it quick. Cam Ward, he's the most obvious first overall pick. Titans have been looking at him. It's been very, very obvious. I think out of all the quarterbacks, he's the most, for sure, most likely going to turn out good. I think there's a lot of other quarterbacks that have potentials, ceilings, or whatever, but I think Cam Ward is the most likely to succeed out of all of them. If we're looking at this pre-draft, obviously. But Cam Ward is my first overall pick if I was the Titans.
Nice. I'm surprised we're even doing the first overall pick. I think everyone across the board is Cam Ward. It's not so much that I think he has he's the most talented guy. He's going to become the most successful opportunity. I just think the Titans have their back up against the fence, and they have no other choice because every other choice is wrong. So yeah, we're going to go Cam Ward.
Not bad. So pretty much across the board there, a lot of people are going to be going with Cam Ward. I'd be surprised if it went any other way. But we'll go on to the Cleveland Browns, which is possibly where it could get all screwed up. We've been hearing so much with the Browns. Will they trade this pick away? Will they get Abdul Carter? Will they get Travis Hunter? Are they going to go with Shadir Sanders? I mean, they've been signing quarterbacks left and right. I don't know even if what's his name is going to start. I forgot his name.
Pickett or Flacco.
Yeah, Pickett or Flacco, and then what's his name is coming off of injury. Deshaun Watson. There you go. But yeah, they have a plethora of quarterbacks here. Do they get another quarterback? Gosh, these guys are starting. Or do they get a defensive player or even a multi-level player, offense and defense, in Travis Hunter? In my opinion, this is what the smartest thing I think they should do. They need to build in the trenches, and I think Abdul Carter is the best player pound for pound here in this draft. I think he should have gone number 1, but obviously the Tennessee Titans need other things and are just continuing their antics. So I'm going to go Abdul Carter here with the Cleveland Browns again in my 2.0. And here's our first comment here. Kyrie.
What's up, Kyrie?
Gosh.
Been a while.
I know.
How's it going?
Been a long time. He says, what's up, gang? And then he says, boys.
My cousin says that.
I thought Kyrie was like closer to our age, too. He shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah, Kyrie. Bug.
Anyways, I'll pass it on to Reed. Are you going?
Yeah. I'm also going to go Abdul Carter. There's a lot of different things they can do, as Vincent said. I think Abdul Carter is the most safe pick. For sure going to turn out well. Travis Hunter, I think there's lots of upside, but there's always like, will he really pan out? Shadir Sanders, will he really pan out? I think Abdul Carter's most for sure pick at this point. So I'll go defense here. Get a for sure guy.
Yeah, just like last year. I mean, the first couple of picks, it's all been the same. I think Abdul Carter's the obvious pick here. But we're talking about the Browns, so they're not going to pick the obvious pick. They're not
Oh
going to pick the
no,
pick that's going to help them out the most. So
no.
this is what they're going to do. Okay, they're getting the true unicorn of the NFL draft. Okay, and they haven't been a guy like this in quite some time. I mean, hey, get the biggest name out there, right? Right now it's kind of Shadir Sanders. Right, but hey, we missed on that one a long time ago. Johnny Manziel. We can't afford to swing and a miss again because we just let go of our franchise quarterback Baker Mayfield, and we invested into a guy who hasn't even touched the field for a full season. So, what else can we do to really pop and make Cleveland fans want to be fans? Let's get someone like Travis Hunter, the true unicorn of the NFL draft, who could do both wide receiver, which they are in need of a wide receiver, and maybe possibly they probably will because Cleveland's a poor franchise and they make poor decisions. Have him play as a wide receiver and quarterback at the same time. So I'm going Travis Hunter. I'm a little crazy here in this draft. Okay, not too crazy, but just crazy enough.
Okay. All right.
Not bad. I mean, I like it. Alrighty. He says, I'm making the pick 17. Y'all gonna stay out of it. Okay. If I know Kyrie, I know who he's picking. He's going offense because he hates defense, just like Bengals fans. But we'll go with the Giants here. So third overall pick. In this mock draft, again, I don't think I'm going to be doing trades. I think I'll save it for closer towards the draft when we get some more insider info there.
Next Monday.
But yeah, for sure. But I think this is another pick that should be obvious. Again, just like in my 1.0, I'm taking Shadir Sanders here. I don't really care what the Giants were doing in their quarterback room. They have guys that can start and help them, coast through the season and go up and down again until they obviously get middle of the pack or just have a horrible season due to injuries. Hopefully not a bunch of injuries, but I just don't think right now the Giants are primed and ready to make a run towards the playoffs, especially in that tough division now. But I don't think Shadir Sanders is the answer either. Again, it's going to be a good spotlight for him if he lands in New York. But then again, it's not going to work out probably the way he wants to. So, yeah.
I'm going quarterback here for Shadir Sanders. Switching up from my last 1.0 where I said Travis Hunter. I think after I saw the news just a few minutes ago that they are bringing Shadir in for a private workout tomorrow, and with all the quick QB signings, I'm just like, I think they're looking for something for the future, something to solidify themselves for hopefully the future. And we know with the quarterbacks they have, it's not the future. I think they're going to try to get the future here with Sanders. We'll see how it turns out.
Sorry, I was messing around with the little draft board. Where did that go?
I don't know. You're frozen right now.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Oh, man.
We can hear you.
That's crazy. Okay. Anyways, for number 3, I do not have the Giants taking a quarterback. I have the Giants taking the best, value in position right there. I have them taking Abdul Carter. Maybe he could help out Tavon Thibodeau and that defense and help them get an identity there because obviously they don't have anything going offensively. They don't have anything going in the trenches. All you could do is just get the best on the board at that point, unless you want to trade back, which in another mock draft, I do have them trading back. But not in this one. I have them taking Abdul Carter.
Not bad. I mean, obviously, it's just going to fix his camera here.
Black screen now.
Yeah, but obviously, I mean, if Abdul Carter falls this far, I could not think of the Giants actually doing the worst thing they could possibly do and skip on Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
Because obviously the Giants, when they won those Super Bowls against the Patriots, it was because they had great defensive lines. And I think if you want to replicate that and get back to the playoffs and, maybe even a Super Bowl run soon, but not this year most likely, you need to start in the trenches again on the defense. And you need to build a humongous, scary defensive line that can just get pressure. And right now they don't have that. They have pieces, but not that. So I love that pick, AJ. So we'll wait for him to get back. But in the meantime, we move on to the Patriots. And I wish that Dizzle was here because I am doing this for him. Because this is what he wants.
Oh, okay.
He wants Travis Hunter.
Yep.
So I'm giving him Travis Hunter so he can hate this pick just as much as Mapletron, his favorite player. And then Travis Hunter is going to be his next favorite player. He's going to be like, oh, we have the best cornerback crew in the world. It's going to be Gonzo and Travis Hunter. And I'm going to be like, okay, buddy, we'll see. But I think that if Travis Hunter wants to make a ton of money, he needs to play wide receiver because he is not going to last in this league in the small frame that he has at the cornerback position. He's got speed. He can make up pretty good in the college level, but coming into the NFL, he's going to get burned. He's going to hate it. All eyes are going to be on him saying, oh, I thought this guy was generational. I think it's going to be a horrible decision for him if he goes to a team and plays cornerback or tries to go both ways because he's just going to get killed. So I think if he is to go to the Patriots here, he has to play offense. And that's what I'm giving Dizzle. So when Dizzle gets on, I'll tell him that I got him Travis Hunter.
All right. For me, I got Travis Hunter going to the Patriots at number 4. My biggest thing, wherever he ends up going, I want the team that drafts him to allow him to try to play both ways. I want him to be able to play offense and defense to see how it goes. I'm with you guys. I don't think it's going to work, but imagine if it does. That would be so sick. Imagine when his contract comes up, they're going to have to pay him as a wide receiver and corner and give this guy like $60 million because he's 2 positions. Imagine how awesome that would be. I hope he can. I don't think he can. I hope he can.
I mean, he would be changing the entire cap space.
That would change everything. I imagine there's a lot of other that would like inspire the next generation to try to do the same thing he's doing. He's able to do it. I don't think he can. I hope he can. But I hope they give him the chance to do it. So, Travis Hunter is the Patriots. Hopefully they give him the chance.
Man, you guys are like on the same wavelength here. You guys are trying to make me feel like I'm really dumb in these picks.
No. I like your picks.
So, for me, for number 4, for the New England Patriots, I'm thinking a physical team, right? New head coach, Mike Vrabel, he wants to be physical. He wants to be known for something. Why not take a defensive lineman from Mason Graham, University of Michigan? Well-known guy. If it wasn't for Abdul Carter, Mason Graham is the number 1 guy on that D-line. And he's a real force to be reckoned with. And it will help Vrabel make a name for that defense, bring it back, right? That defense ain't bad. It is missing a few pieces here and there. And I think Mason Graham would help out that defense so much.
Not bad. Awesome. I do like that pick, though, AJ. I think if they were smart, if the Patriots were smart, they would do that, something like that. If they can't get Abdul Carter, they need to go with another defensive lineman because their defensive line is getting old. And just like you said, defensive minded coach, he's going to want to build there just because he's played that position basically. But we'll move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars, another team that just needs to get it right. And I think they actually get this one right. In my 1.0, I had them taking Travis Hunter, and I had them getting this wrong and just ruining their first-round pick. But today, I have them going who AJ just said, Mason Graham. I mean, from Michigan, defensive lineman, the top prospect in that position, if you excluded Bill Carter playing in the inside too, even though he probably won't. But Mason Graham on the line, stat stuffer, run stuffer, agile, is just all these guys that come out for defensive linemen now are just freaks of nature. They can play a whole bunch of positions, and they're fast as heck. So Mason Graham coming out of Michigan there, going to the Jacksonville Jaguars is probably their best bet, and I think it's just going to benefit them the most. Again, trenches is where they need to start.
All right. Vincent, for the sixth pick, I want to go first because you're literally. It looks like I'm copying your draft. Okay, so next pick, I'm gonna pick first. Okay, I also got Mason Graham, and this is all pre-picked. Okay, guys, I'm not trying to copy him. I'm taking Mason Graham for the Jaguars. I think he'll be a great fit.
Nice read.
Very nice. Well, reiterating my comment from the last pick, this is where it starts to get real crazy for me in this, right? I kept going over this draft. And I'm like, you know what? Crazy stuff does happen in this draft. And with the 5th overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars, I picture them like this, sitting back with a cigar in their mouth, and they say, okay, with the 5th overall pick, Jacksonville Jaguar, who do y'all have? And they get up, and they're like, Ashton Gianti. We're getting the running back, Ashton Gianti. F everything else. We don't have a bad team. We just have the worst luck ever. And screw ETN. We still have Tank Bigsby. We could write 2 more years off his rookie contract. And then we get Ashton Gianti on here. We could make a true identity for ourselves offensively. Because look at the team. We're not that bad.
It's not bad, yeah.
It's not bad. So I think they get a generational talent at running back position, Ashton Gianti, which will change their team, their offensive play style tremendously. And like I said, for me, I think that's crazy at the 5th overall pick. But hey, Jacksonville Jaguars, I challenge you to make some waves out here in this draft. So why not?
It is a new GM. He's the youngest GM in the NFL, I believe.
Yes, that is true.
He could want to shake it up. We'll see. Not bad, not bad.
All right, I'm taking over.
Go ahead. Reed.
All right, so it doesn't look like I'm copying Vince, okay? So for the 6th overall pick, my first 1.0, I kind of went crazy off the board. I had them taking Jackson Dart here. I'm not doing that for my 2.0. All right, I've settled down. I forget who they signed as their backup, but it makes me feel like they're not going to do something like that, okay? So with the 6th overall pick, it's been rumored a lot about what they're going to do here, and I think it's very obvious what you do here at the 6th overall pick. You lost Josh Jacobs to the Packers. You need to bring back a running game, and Pete Carroll loves the run game. Ashton Gianti goes to the Raiders, number 6.
He did it again, AJ.
What?
He's trying to get away with it again.
Dude, get away with what?
Except he does it earlier.
You have a rat wherever you're at wherever you work, or I don't know what, but someone's like leaking your information, Vincent. You need to look at your staff and just question everyone.
No, he's good. He's good. I'm going a totally different direction now.
Oh, okay.
So I would change it from my 1.0. I thought he was going to do the same thing as he did in his 1.0 too, and I think he had Jackson Dart. So I thought he was going to do that.
1.0. No.
And in my 1.0, I had Will Johnson. So I had them going with that. I thought that was the best thing. Pete Carroll loves that frame of body. But this one, I'm going a totally new direction. I think they're going to try to protect Geno Smith because they extended his butt for a good amount of time. Yeah. And this is why. Because I think they are going to go with Will Campbell. He is the supposed best offensive tackle left on the board. Haven't taken a tackle yet in this mock draft for me. I think they're going to try to protect him. He's a big-bodied guy. I think he's really good on his feet. He's pretty fast there. So I think that Will Campbell will fit this system great. And I think that Pete Carroll tries to protect his quarterback like he's never done before. So Geno Smith is an aging guy. Again, I do think they're going to stick with him because they extended him for quite some time. And when we did our first 1.0 draft, he was not extended yet. So now this is how I think they'll protect him.
I don't know, Vince. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, okay? But I'm the Las Vegas Raiders here at pick number 7, and I'm like, holy shit. They took Ashton Gianti. What the hell, Jacksonville? What are y'all doing? That was our pick. We need a running back desperately. What do we do now? Oh, hey, coach, we got to get ourselves offensive lineman. Our offensive line sucks. we just got this new quarterback, so we can't invest into a quarterback. So let's get an offensive line because our offensive line sucks. He's like, yeah, that would be that's a great idea, actually. But we're Las freaking Vegas, dude. We need to make some money. Some money moves, dog. So what are we doing? Trade alert. We got to trade. First trade of the draft here. We're trading none other. Dog, I'm going to hate you for this.
Oh,
the
my
San
goodness.
Francisco 49ers. I don't know how
this didn't work out well for the last time.
The 49ers are moving up to number 6 from pick 11.
Not
And the
work out
49ers
last time.
are swapping picks, giving them pick number 75 overall, 249, and a 2026 fourth rounder pick. And the San Francisco 49ers are getting the highest sought-out offensive tackle, Armand Membu, Missouri. I probably just butchered that name, but Armand, welcome to the team. I love you already, brother. I'm going to go and try to pre-order your jersey right now, but I love this because you think about it, right? If the Raiders not willing to go offensive line, they want to be flashy like they did last year, get a tight end or get a weapon. It doesn't hurt to get more picks. We're rebuilding anyways. Let's go ahead and move back to pick 11, which is still a great pick. And I'll continue on when pick 11 comes out here.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I could see it happening. It's a lot to give up for an offensive tackle, though. I will say that. But you guys do need it for right now. So we'll move on to the Jets. Another dumpster fire team that just cannot get it right in the first round.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I don't even know what that means either. You're more delusional than a white blonde.
I can't wait to hear your pick, Kyrie. I cannot wait.
Dude, it's going to be something out of pocket, 100%. But we'll move on to the Jets. The last time I had them protecting Justin Fields. This time I have them protecting Justin Fields. I think this is the smartest thing they should do. Again, these are my mock drafts, is what a team should do. But again, we know how it changes. Everything moves around. But I have them going with Armand Membu here. He is, in my opinion, also the best tackle off the board. He's massive. He is just a beast of nature. He reminds me of Trent Williams, honestly. Like exactly like him. Just a little bit less ferocious as of right now, but he can get there, I think. But 6'4", 332, again, some good speed, good power. So if the Jets do this, I think this is the best thing they can do if the draft shakes up this way. Again, they just need to protect Justin Fields, give him a little bit more time, and then they can start getting some weapons for him. Not that he doesn't have too many. So, yep.
All right, guys. I want to welcome you to your mission briefing. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
This mission, this operation is called Protect Justin Fields.
Okay.
First part of this operation is draft Will Campbell.
Okay.
And operation.
And operation.
And what?
He said in operation.
There you
go. We do need a draft board. We need to set that up next time.
Yeah.
It's hard to show all three of us at the same time. That's why.
Yeah. I think last time we tried to do that.
We did it at
Excel.
Right? Oh, yeah.
We did. Very good.
I think I still have it
on the podcast, Rave, with the like poster, and you just fill it out as we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think that'll be a great idea.
I can show mine, but it'll only be my draft board.
You're okay. I've seen your drawings. It's okay.
No, I have it on like screen. I use PFF.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
I believe
okay.
So
I ended operation, so yeah.
New York Jets with the 7th overall pick, they're going to be getting a guy who could have been the top-rated guy in his position, but deals with a lot of injury. Our Texas homegrown Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle, to go out there and protect Justin Fields because that offensive line is horrendous. Honestly, I think Kelvin Banks is a great pick. I would love for the 49ers to get him, but of course, he is dealing with injury, and he has a history with injury, so that's what's scaring me. But if this guy can stay healthy in the NFL, he's a stud. Absolute stud.
Yeah, I mean, that one wouldn't be bad at all.
Cam Ward went first overall, Rave.
Yeah. obviously. But all right, moving on to the Panthers here. I have them picking the same person I had in my 1.0 mock draft. I think this is the best idea for them. I'm going Jalen Walker from Georgia. Every time they've drafted somebody from Georgia in the past 5 years, I think, in the first round, whoever drafted anybody from Georgia, basically, they all hit. Yes, sometimes it took them maybe 2 years to get there, but it hit. And those guys are flashy guys. They get to the quarterback on the defensive side. If it was an offensive tackle, they're protecting great. If they were a receiver or tight end or anything, they're playing great right now. So it would just make sense for the Panthers to do that. I mean, pretty close to Carolina there. And I think that Jalen Walker is the guy that they should get.
You okay?
I think he's also good.
Rave. You mofo, dude. I just want you to know it's on freaking sight, dude. If I ever see you,
what do you do?
Dude, I am putting you down like a stray dog. I looked up SYBA UBs. I will put you down, dude. I will end you.
Look now.
Why, dude? Why do I get what? God, I've been called a white blonde hoe, and I've been getting. I don't even know what that means until I have to look it up. Gosh, man,
people hate me. All right, I think I'm up. Panthers pick. I think they need to get more threats for. What's his name? What's the quarterback's name?
Justin Fields.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my bad, guys. He needs more weapons. They're going to take wide receiver Tora McMillan. McMillian.
Yeah. That's it. All right. Okay. Panthers. I'm going to agree here with Vincent. I have them taking Jalen Walker here from Georgia. The reason why I like this, because yes, the Panthers are in need of an edge, but Jalen Walker, he's so versatile. He's also able to play in the linebacker position. He's such a hybrid character, and I really think he can help out any defense where they need him to be. I just think he's a pure athlete and a guy that any defensive-minded coach or any defensive team will love to have in their arsenal. So yeah, Jalen Walker, I think will be a huge help for the young Panthers team.
Awesome. There we go. All righty. So we'll move on to a very, very interesting team here. This honestly is where I think the draft could be shaken up. I think this team could, trade out of the pick because they are just in a horrible position overall with the team. Again, Derek Carr might be out for a good chunk of time with this injury. He might have surgery, so it could put him out for the entire season coming up. We'll see what happens, but this team needs a lot. And here is where I think that they just, kind of draft for the future. They're going to have some guys develop with whoever's going to be their quarterback. They're just going to say, F it. Right now, we just need skilled players that can stick around here. A lot of question marks in their wide receiver room as well with health reasons. So I think they make the flashy pick just to keep their fans a little bit happy, I guess, with some skill players. And I think this is where they go Tora McMillan. Again, I don't think this is the right pick for them, but this is what I think they can do as long as they address the quarterback situation. Now, this is another landing spot for Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he goes there because I don't think he wants to be in that type of situation where he ends his career with somebody who's rebuilding. So, again, they are just SOL with the options there at quarterback if Derek Carr goes down. So the Saints are in a horrible position. I could see them going quarterback too. I could see them going offensive line. But again, I just think they like to do the flashy thing, and they're going to take this wide receiver.
All right. I think they will load up on defense, personally. I think they're going to target a quarterback in the later rounds. One of these other guys like Quinn Ewers, Jackson Dart. We'll see who falls to them. There's a lot of different guys they can go after. But I think they go defensive here, and they get Walter Nolan out of Mississippi.
I'm going to go with a quarterback. I'm going to go Jackson Dart from Mississippi.
Ooh.
I wasn't expecting to go with a quarterback, but with the recent news of Derek Carr, obviously, I just think I don't know what they're going to do, right? To get a quarterback to try to build around. They still have some young weapons, and I just don't know. They swung and missed with Spencer Rattler last year. I think this may be their best chance. So honestly, next year they probably have a high draft pick as well. I won't say this is their best chance, but I want to go Jackson Dart here.
All right.
Yep. I do agree with that. I think this will not be their last high pick. But we'll move on to none other than Reed's favorite
Chicago Bears.
Nemesis, the Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears.
Yeah, there you go. Just what Reed said. But again, I'm going to have the same player that they drafted the last time I won my 1.0. If he is to fall this far, which again is getting more and more skeptical, I think Ashton Jonty is the best player to pick at this point in time. Right outside or right inside the top 10, basically. Again, I just don't see everybody drafting a running back this high like they did with Ezekiel Elliott and just miss, hopefully. Not, but again, Ezekiel Elliott was faster out of the league than a lot of other running backs that, have been playing a lot longer and been playing a lot more consistently. So hopefully this doesn't happen to Jonty here. But I have him going to the Bears. I think this is the best situation for him with the offensive line that they just built. And we know that they're going to want to run the rock there because they've been waiting and waiting for a running back of this caliber just to get back there like that. So Ashton Jonty to the Bears.
I'm going to say exactly where I said they would go last 1.0. And I'm going to say they're going to get Malachi Starks out of Georgia safety. They need defensive help in that backfield. Sure up the back end for them. And yeah, they want Ashton Jonty, but he ain't going to be there. He ain't falling to number 10. It ain't happening. Safety.
Very interesting. I do feel like, hey, you know what? We did our part. We restructured the offensive line during the offseason. Let's go ahead and spend a little bit of money on this candy here. Let's get something exciting. Let's get a tight end, Tyler Warren from Penn State. I think that would be a great offensive weapon to add to their arsenal. We didn't see too much action when it comes to the tight end position for the Chicago Bears. I think the talent was there, but I think the wants weren't. And with the new head coach, new offensive mind, I think he's going to want to get an explosive guy like Tyler Warren.
Not bad, not bad. All righty, we'll move on to, this is where I have the 49ers, but when we get to AJ has the
Raiders.
The Raiders.
The Raiders? Oh, it's Raiders. My bad. Raiders. So here with the 49ers pick for me, I'm going to give AJ what he wants. But just way later. They didn't have to trade up. They didn't. They're going to get Kelvin Banks here. They are in need of a offensive tackle. Yes, it's not Membo, but I think this guy is just a little bit under in the skill set. He is not as big, but he is a force to be reckoned with as well. So again, 6'5", 315, so 20 pounds lighter than Membo there, but quicker, with more punch, I would say. But we'll see how it works out for Kelvin Banks from Texas there. He did a good job this past year. So I think anybody that the 49ers could get on the O-line would be helpful for them.
Yeah.
All right. For my pick for the Niners, I'm going to say that where the 49ers are thinking right now, they're going to say offensive line, that's overrated. We don't need it. We got Robert Saleh back, and he's going to make our defense great again. And we lost a lot of players for him. It's not the same defense. We need to reload and add some players for him. And we're going to add safety, corner. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong spot. Corner, Jahdae Barron out of Texas.
Don't hate it. I don't hate it. We always need some defensive help. And yes, I think I'd rather go defensive line than corners, but corner is also a need for the Niners. Here, obviously, I have the Raiders because I had the Niners trading up to get an offensive tackle. The Raiders, I had them getting Tatario McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona. They want someone flashy. They want to give Geno Smith a weapon, and I think that's another FU to the Dallas Cowboys, because I know Dallas Cowboys fans are hoping that he will fall to them to give CeeDee Lamb a little bit of a breather. But Raiders like, hell no, we're selling jerseys, baby. That's what we're doing. But yeah, that's where I have the Raiders.
Not bad, not bad. Okay, so yeah, now we'll get to the Cowboys. So for you Cowboys fans, this is where we basically try to look into the mind of what Jerry Jones wants to do. He could end up losing one of his best players. They could end up even possibly trading their quarterback. Who knows? They could trade up in the draft. I've seen so many rumors of everything. I don't know what's going on in the mind of Jerry Jones right now, except maybe losing his marbles. But I think the Dallas Cowboys here are going to go with the flashy guy. They also want to sell tickets because that's all Jerry Jones thinks about. He sells jerseys. It's the highest profiting team in the NFL for a long time. I think he's going to go Luther Burden here. Again, I explained it last time in my 1.0. I think it just takes the heat off of CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb had a very good season, but it probably could have been better if there was some help on the other side there. So a lot of injuries happened with them. They just went into down twirl, honestly, this whole season, and they kind of disappeared this past year. So I think Jerry Jones wants to get them relevant again, and he's going to boast the offense as much as he can, and Luther Burden is going to help him hopefully take the top off there.
All right. I also got them going wide receiver. And my 1.0 had I was trying to get in the mind as of Jerry Jones, as Vincent said, but I think I got more deranged Jerry than hopefully a little bit sane Jerry. I went Scatterboo in my 1.0. I don't think it's going to happen. And my 2.0, I'm going to go wide receiver out of Texas. So my second Texas guy off the board, back to back, Matthew Golden. Give him some wide receiver help.
Nice. I'm trying to go into the eyes of Jerry Jones as well. Of course, you want to sell tickets, and you also need to address the needs that you desperately left behind last year. So this is kind of weird, but I think it's more of a pride thing. If the Raiders get the wide receiver that they wanted right before, and they're like, hell no, we're not going to let people know they want a wide receiver, so we're going to go ahead and get running back Omarion Hampton, University of North Carolina. I think this guy is an absolute stud. I think he's another running back that could go out there and make a huge difference on any offense. He's just that type of playmaker. Of course, I want to go scat, but I don't think Jerry Jones would be able to use him or would like to use him what he's known for in the college level. So I think Hampton would be a great fit there in Dallas. Now, do I think they get him that early? I think there's a chance. Because if they do not, I think both Scat and Johnson will be gone.
Interesting. Yeah, honestly, I think they're going to go offense. It just makes Jerry Jones sense, in my opinion. That's all he really cares about most of the time, unless he gets a guy like Abdul Carter or something. But that won't happen unless he trades the house. So, again, moving on after the Cowboys, we get to go into the Dolphins here. Last time in my 1.0, I had them taking Malachi Starks. He did not fall to them this time. So I'm going to go with a defensive tackle, Walter Nolan. I think he's a run stuffer there. I think that the Dolphins just need it on the defensive line. They lost a couple pieces. They do not look like the same team anymore that we thought maybe could make a run maybe a few years ago. But at this point in time, they are just in shambles. They need to start doing a little bit of a middle type of rebuild, just adding pieces where they need to, and then hopefully being able to get some guys hit in these later rounds in order to fill some spots.
All right. For me, if I'm the Dolphins, I'm all about, hey, we got to protect Tua. Without Tua, we're nothing. With Tua, we can actually potentially do something in this league. So I got them going offensive line with Armin Membu. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Wow.
No?
It's going to fall that far.
Yeah, I haven't fallen that far.
Jeez. Reed doesn't
So-
like offensive tackles, AJ.
I will drop my pants live on the stream if he falls that far.
That's why the Niners don't get to trade up, man. But too bad they're taking a corner.
Jeez.
So yeah, I got him falling to number 13, taken by the Dolphins.
Okay. I think F protecting Tua. He's too far gone. We got to leave him behind. Let's focus on our defense because we had a defensive identity, and that was gone last year. So what's missing? Our corners. We lost out on our corners. So why not reinforce our corners with Will Johnson, University of Michigan cornerback? I think this guy's an absolute stud. He could go from stick to stick, man. I mean, this guy is everywhere. And helping out that defense is truly what the Dolphins need. I mean, you look at the Dolphins last year, yeah, they could go on offensive shootout all day long. Defense could have stopped anything. So, yeah, whatever they can do to address that defense, I think they should in this first round.
There we go. Alrighty. On to the Indianapolis Colts, who is a team that just needs a lot, in my opinion.
It's boring. It's a boring team.
It is. It's the most lackluster type of team. If they had a different quarterback that would have played, in my opinion, maybe it would have been a little bit better because their wide receivers were not bad at all. It was just so inconsistent there with quarterback play back and forth this past season. It was just horrendous to even have any of these guys on fantasy. So, in my opinion, I think the Indianapolis Colts just don't even care. They're just like, F it. We're going to get the best player available, and that is Jihad Campbell. Linebacker. We need linebacker help. All of our linebackers left this past season, or they got injured, and it is what it is. It's time to kind of rebuild. And they go there in the second tier there for their defense.
All right. For me, I got the Colts going on the offensive side of the ball. They need to give Daniel Jones, the new quarterback, some help in the pass catching world, and they're going to take tight end Tyler Warren for Penn State.
I think weapons is the last thing they need to focus on here. They have tons of offensive weapons. They need a lot of help. Like I said, it's a boring team. For crying out loud, their logo's a horseshoe. That's their logo. Their uniforms suck. It's lame. Everything about them is just lame.
Okay.
Right? So do the right thing, which is the quote unquote lame thing. You invest into a quarterback, get an offensive tackle. Hardest position to acquire in the league. I'm having them getting Josh Simmons from Ohio State. Start off slow. That's the right thing to do. If you're in that position and you have a quarterback where you feel like you have potential there, build in the trenches. Get offensive line help, and over time, grow with that, and that's going to be your foundation. I think that's the right move for them. It's not flashy. It's not exciting. Maybe they could work on a new logo idea while they're at it. But, yeah, get offensive tackle.
Yeah. I mean, I like their throwback. What's it called? Their throwback helmet and uniform. It used to be like some old little logo there, and they actually had like a horse on their helmet. I think they should go back to that. That's what the Colts are. But now they just go for the horseshoe because of the Broncos, basically, I think.
For the shoe.
Oh, my gosh. Don't sing that.
Dude, I was at church, and I heard that song, and I was like, that's the Colts song. That's the Colts song. I've never heard it before then. I've never heard it. Dude, I was in my mind, I was singing the Colts song.
Yeah.
It is so funny.
That's so funny.
I just can't with that one. But we'll move on to the Atlanta Falcons here. A team that could possibly be on the up and up here. Again, they might go with their rookie quarterback there because obviously, Kirko Chains, that's his nickname now, I guess, is pretty much most likely going to be traded. Could it happen during the draft here? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know who wants to take that horrendous contract that they gave him. That I again will say I thought was the stupidest contract of that year.
He did.
But Falcons are going to go with J.D. Barron. They need to address the defensive side there. The offense, is probably going to sputter here and there, so they need to combat it with good defense so they can give, Michael Penix Jr. the best and most opportunities that they can give him to help out, because that offense, again, is not bad. They just need to get it right in the quarterback situation there. So hopefully that helps, helping out the defense.
All right. I got them going in linebacker, Jahad Campbell out of Alabama. Best player on the board at that point, and they need a little bit of linebacker help.
Okay. I think one of the biggest issues the Falcons had last year was not creating a defensive presence in any matchup, right? I mean, offenses had plenty of time. We saw Derek Carr scrambling for like 5 seconds, out there in the pocket. It was crazy. There was no pressure there. So I think they're going to get the best available left edge, Mike Green from Marshall. Smaller school, I get it, but I mean, this guy's a stud. He's like a wrecking ball, dude. He gets out. He's real good. So I think this would be a sneaky pick for the Atlanta Falcons, getting so like Mike Green helping out that defense and just to create pressure because, like I said, the team. It's very similar to like the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? The team is not bad. Of course, it's missing identity in the quarterback position, but defense, not horrible, but could use a little help. And I think Mike Green will be a key piece of that defense.
Not bad, not bad. We'll move on to another bird team here, the one that AJ and I do not like at all in our division, the Cardinals. The Cardinals need a lot because all they keep getting is the Seahawks hand-me-downs. Again, every time a player is to go on a free agency tour, it's most likely they're going to go to Arizona if they were on the Seahawks. So they need offensive linemen, wide receivers, edge, defensive linemen, quarterback. Basically, the entire team needs a rework. They have some key pieces here and there, but this team is just a bunch of aging guys who just fill spots for now. Because, again, the Arizona Cardinals, in my opinion, have not been the best at drafting the past 5 to 10 years. So I think this is where they could possibly make another mistake. They need edge here, and this is where I'm going to go with Mike Green. Again, he's a great, great player, but the team is just so bad that he's going to look like he's not a good player. Because they need a lot of help on that defensive line. They need a lot of help in the corner position. So he's going to try his best to get to the quarterback, but the quarterback's going to be able to get the ball out quick because the corners there are just horrendous. The safeties are aging and horrendous, and that's just how it is for the Cardinals there. So Mike Green is my pick for pick 16.
All right. I like that pick, Vince. But for me, I think they're going to go offensive line. And they're going to take Josh Simmons out of Ohio State, tackle. Sure, if they're offensive line.
Like I said in the previous pick, the Falcons, they're going to take an edge, Mike Green. And I think this is going to kind of start off the roller coaster of edge rushes going off the board. And it's going to be edge rusher frenzy. So I do have the Cardinals taking another edge rusher, trying to make identity for themselves in that defense. But since Mike Green is off the board, I have them taking Kenneth Grant, Michigan. Another studded guy, another studded defensive player. I think he's a body guy, but like Vince said, I think those were rookies as of now are going to go just to phase out.
Yep. It's just horrendous, man. They go there and they die. But it is what it is. So for today, that is where we're going to stop, guys, at pick 16. It's getting a little lonely here in the chat. We haven't had too many people commenting on this mock draft, so we're going to go ahead and cut it here, and we can resume this on our next live if we want to. Again, 16 picks. It feels like it flies by, but again, we're already at the 54-minute mark here, so let's go ahead and cap it right here and move on and hopefully get to the bottom 16 later on.
Have Kyrie pick for the Bengals here. I want to
Kyrie,
get Kyrie.
who is your pick for your team, Kyrie?
You waited all this time for the
Yeah.
Bengals. So,
I was gonna see if he was gonna comment.
I'll say my pick for the Bengals. I got Mike Green. So
Okay, I have a banger for him. I wonder if it's gonna be the same as him. I have Tyler Warren going here.
ooh.
okay.
I
Oh.
think the Bengals could use that, especially to get a little bit younger and cheaper on the offense there. Oh, okay, he's got Walter Nolan.
Okay.
Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan. I don't know who he means by James. Who's James? Oh, James Pierce. Ah, okay. So he wants defense. I like it. I respect it, Kyrie.
I like it, Kyrie.
Kyrie says we need defense.
I had them going Shamar Stewart. Like I said, another edge off the
Okay.
board. I think 3 edge rushes back to back to back. But Bengals, they need help in the trenches offensively and defensively. So if their defense could carry them to victories, why not? Because Joe Burrow could do the rest, as he's proven.
Basically.
How come Kyrie doesn't like my pick? What?
They just hate you, AJ.
They
know.
just
They
hate
hate
me.
us because they hate us.
They
They
hate us because they hate
us.
I love that meme every time I see it. But alrighty, Kyrie, I'm glad that you stuck around today. Go ahead and join us next week on Monday. And then, of course, if you guys want us to, join us live for hopefully round 1 of the draft. We'll see. Again, if not, we'll be live in our Discord chat there. But again, we are only going to go live if we have a lot of viewers want us to. So,
That's funny.
Oh my gosh, Kyrie's out of pocket again. But other than that, guys, that is going to be our top 16 mock draft 2.0. Hopefully you liked it. Leave a comment down if you think we are just totally wrong and your team is getting somebody else. And leave a comment down too if you want us to go ahead and post our other draft picks for the bottom 16 or just your team in general. So that'll be it, guys. Leave a like. Make sure you subscribe if you are new to the channel. And go ahead and join the Discord down below. We have a Discord where we talk about football, life, anything you want to. You could send some stuff there, and we'll go ahead and reply to you as quickly as possible. Other than that, guys, you have anything for this week?
Oh, we got WrestleMania this weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it a big one?
Oh, dude, yeah. It's gonna be good.
Awesome. Alrighty, guys. Well, none other here at NSP. Again, go ahead and hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, guys, as we always say, keep on